Yo, what you saying to me? Big Dog, back again. Big Dog TV. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time, make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. Alright, a massive result at the Emirates last night. Arsenal v Everton. You could see Everton came to cause an upset. Raya pulled off, I think, 4 or 5 amazing saves. Pickford was on his game up until the Gokares goal, but it's a huge result, and City dropping points just makes it a big twist and turn in the title race. Where do I start? I think, I was all over the place. I was watching the Arsenal game last night, and I was literally, I thought it was going to be one of those games where it's just a 0-0, and then City go and smash West Ham, and then the pressure's back on. It's down to 4 points, and then the wheels start falling off from there, because all of us Arsenal fans are suffering with PTSD at the moment. We've all just got trauma going on from previous seasons, so you just think that's what's gonna happen. But my word, did Max Diamond come on and change the game and step up? Young 16-year-old boy showing the men how it's done. Because to be honest with you, I wouldn't say we had a poor game. I wouldn't say the game was a bad game, but I would say that we just wasn't. We was creating chances. As you can see, we had 25 shots, but it just wasn't. It just wasn't happening. I would say Everton were really good, and we defended like our lives depended on it. Calafiori's block was amazing. And if those early goals go in by Everton, because they had a few chances, hit the post, you think if those goals go in, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different game. They're just going to sit in 1-0. We might get an equaliser, then that game finishes 1-1. But the fact the boys were able to hang on, keep defending, keep pushing the buttons, and eventually Max down and provides the cross that allows Gokares to get his tap in. And that tap in, it was just, you could feel it. It was just a monumental, weight lifted off everybody's shoulders, because we knew that, there is a chance that West Ham could get a result. They're scrapping, they're fighting at the bottom of the table. And City ain't great. And because we play early, it just applies that a little bit of pressure on City. And this is the thing, nobody is talking about the pressure that City are under. Everyone says Arsenal are bottle jobs, and I think if we was in the same position City was in, they'll be calling us bottle jobs. But no one ain't saying it. No one's saying anything about City right now. It's all quiet. Because I get it. The rival fans, they don't want to. Yes, you might hear the little murmurs that they're frustrated at City and, come on, man, City are really going to let these guys run away with it or whatever. But no one ain't trying to put pressure on City or call them out. No one's trying to, I reckon it will get to a point people will turn on Pep. They're going to say Pep's losing the plot, squad choice and all of these kind of things and tactics and all of this stuff. I think after we see what they do in the Real Madrid game midweek, then we'll get an idea of what everyone's going to be at with it. Because if they get knocked out of the Champions League, 9 points behind Arsenal in the, then they play us on the weekend for the Carabao Cup. We'll just see how this whole week pans out for Pep. But no one ain't talking about it. No one don't want to mention it. And it's fine. It's fine. We don't care. We'll just keep cracking away and doing what we're doing right now, and we'll take up all the pressure. And what people don't understand as well, I'll say this, that the amount of pressure that they put on Arsenal under, and the amount of criticism, the amount of, set pieces, they're doing it ugly. You look at John Obi Mikel talking about it's illegal, what they're doing, they're cheats, and you think this team is riding the wave of that pressure. I wouldn't say playing well. They're getting the job done. I wouldn't say they're playing well. They're just getting the job done with all that pressure, with all that heat on them. And if they can do that in this season, and they go on to maybe win 2 or 3 trophies, a double, get the Carabao Cup and a title, and, maybe get to the final of the Champions League under all this pressure, under all this scrutiny, under all this noise, it should be fearful. A lot of you lot should try to back off them, because if they can get it done under this pressure, what is that like in terms of a confidence boost for that side to know that with all the heat on them, nobody liking them, everyone wishing them to fail, that they can grind it out? That means they should be able to sustain any form of pressure. They will be able to work through anything if they can do it this season with all this heat. So, listen, one hand on the title. The game last night was huge. Man City dropped points. I pretty much still believe we win the league this season. Certain games we've got a nice run of games. I think we still got to play Man City, but one thing about the Man City game now with the 9-point cushion, it becomes less of a pressure pot. Like everyone was hoping that the City game was going to be the game that decides the league, and everyone built it up. You got your Gary Nevilles, and when they go to City, that's going to be. I would love for us to go to City and win it at the Etihad. That's what I would love. I would love to be that when we go to that City game, it's a case of a draw or 3 points secures the league for us. And I honestly believe that City have more points to drop. I think the Chelsea game is going to be a difficult game for them. I think Aston Villa on the last day of the season is going to be a difficult game for them. And the way that they're playing right now, I can't really see with the 9-point cushion looking at the table. Yeah, I can't see City catching us up. Yeah, I think for me, I say it with chest, I think the league is ours. I'd say we have one hand on the trophy, but we keep plugging away. Bayer Leverkusen on midweek is going to be a difficult game. They struggled against 9-man Bayern Munich. And just before I go, Max Downham. Generational talent. They come around once in a blue moon. A breath of fresh air for this side, because I feel like that team is just under huge amounts of pressure, and you can see it in the way they play. And Max Downham comes on with that fearless energy, that fearless attitude, and I hope it rubs off on the players. I hope they all start to believe and play with that kind of fearlessness, that kind of belief that, yeah, you know what, we're going to do this regardless. Because that's what Max did. Max didn't care, swung that ball in precise. He didn't give a fuck when he dribbled past one man, ran. He just loving life and playing ball. And I feel like our players used to be like that. I think the season when we first finished second, you got that feeling that they're just playing ball, they're balling out. Now it's like, that pressure, that build up, that stress. And I hope Max just brings that breath of fresh air and allows that team to kind of unwind and loosen. And I hope the 9-point cushion as well allows them to just play a little bit more bossy now, like in command, in control. Do you know what I mean? Because we've got big games coming, 7 games left to play, a lot on the line, but we've got this. We have got this. And I think this team is capable of doing amazing things this season. Listen, while I'm out, make sure you go and check out the Lean Gang page in the description. Go and check out your Lean Gang merch. Big Doug signing that. Salute.